Hello you fantastic people and welcome back to Borderlands 3. I hope you guys are all doing well. In this video I'm going to show you guys how amazing the hyperfocus is. It was buffed about 2 weeks ago-ish. I've been using it a fair bit and I was going to work on a build video for it, but honestly I don't even think you particularly need a build centered around the hyperfocus. I've used it on all my builds and absolutely shreds. It's kind of ridiculous. It was apparently already a great SMG beforehand. I personally didn't have too much experience with it, but since the buff it is literally overtaking my cutscene. So in this video I'm going to show you how to get the hyperfocus itself, where to farm for it, and the best places for that, what anointments you want to look for it, and I'll show you guys the build that I'm using currently to absolutely it shreds all bosses. For example, Grave Ward, one clips him. Wotan's head, one clips it and absolutely shreds the rest of Wotan as well. It's just very impressive. It's one clip, just destroys so many different bosses in this game. And I don't even particularly have too many SMG multipliers or elemental damage because I'm playing as Flak. So if you guys are playing with different characters, you probably do an even better job than I'm doing with Flak, and he's already doing a fantastic job. So to start with, I'll show you guys the current Flak build that I'm running. It is a Garcia Flak build. I posted a few videos actually in the last 3 or 4 days. So if you guys have seen those, you'll already know what's up. But for the new people that haven't seen it, feel free to check out those videos if you want the full detailed, full explanation kind of video. This will be just a quick rundown for you guys. If you're interested in those videos, they'll be linked in the description. But the hyperfocus itself, the fire damage one, this is the one you're definitely looking for. This thing is an absolute machine. It does come with outer scope if you don't like one of those, because personally I just use it for a bit of more of a long range situation. The anointment on this thing is absolutely amazing. Of course, it's not necessary, but if you want to get max damage one, I'd highly recommend a 100% damage after ASC. Of course, if you're playing as different characters to Flak, the 300% after Phase Slam is always an amazing anointment. Zane has amazing anointments, swapping with Digiclone, a whole bunch of different stuff. Zane gang know what's going on. And Moze, I personally have zero experience with, so apologies if you're a main for Moze, but if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to leave in the comment section down below. But yeah, that's a great anointment to go for. That's the kind of stats you're looking for. I believe you can get slightly more base damage, but it's not too much of a difference. And personally, you're going to see one clip Grave Ward in a second, so you're not going to need it. Just for comparison, this is my corrosive hyperfocus. I managed to get 100% ASC on as well, which is absolutely amazing for the melee one takedown. It shreds a Wotan. It's a lot of fun to use. The base damage you can see is actually slightly lower than the one that we got for fire, but it still does an amazing amount of damage. It's just, if you guys want to go for the absolute god rolls, you can probably get a little bit better than this one if you're looking for it. As for the other elemental types, I haven't managed to get 100% ASC on those yet, but I did manage to get a 300% Phase Slam on an electric one, so that's the kind of damage you're looking for with that one. And here's a radiation one just for comparison. Okay, as for build, this is my skill tree. I won't run through the entire thing. I'll just flick through it for you guys. If you guys want to just pause the video and check it out for yourselves. If you want a full in-depth guide, again, check the link in the description. I'll have a full build guide posted for this. It's not actually centered around the SMG, so I'm sure you could do a little bit more damage if you change this up a bit. But as you're going to see, this is all you actually need to shred bosses with the hyperfocus. The only thing that actually changed from my Garcia build is this here class mod. I managed to find one with an increased SMG damage and Hyperion weapon crit damage, which helps a lot if you're farming bosses like Grave Ward, for instance. You get a little bit extra SMG damage. It's definitely a lot of help. But when you're doing the melee one takedown, I actually don't switch this class mod whatsoever. So the clip I'll show you at the end of the video of me versing Wotan, that's actually not using this class mod at all. It's just using my standard Jacob's damage one. For example, the Bounty Hunter class mod on the right is actually the one that I use for the melee one takedown. So you can see it does absolutely no favors for the SMG whatsoever. It's just for my Garcia shotgun, but it still absolutely destroys Wotan, and you don't actually need the SMG buffs if you can't manage to get a cool class mod like I got on the left for the hyperfocus itself. As for shield and grenade combo, these are the two that I just use for the anointment damage. Honestly, after ASC, because we're not using the Gorillas in the Mist over here for fadeaway, we're getting out of our action skill as quickly as possible to get that bonus 100% weapon damage. So having an extra 50% fire and 50% radiation damage helps a lot when you're trying to kill bosses as quickly as possible. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Essentially, the strat is just run straight up to him, go into fadeaway. I usually stop about here so he doesn't yeet me off the front of the map. Hit that crit spot as much as possible and just jump in the one spot, because otherwise he zooms you down there. As you can see, we just one-click Grave Ward with ease. It's kind of amazing. The only addition you could possibly do is a grenade anointment, 25% increase weapon action skill damage on grenade thrown is a great one you could substitute. For example, the one on the right, that's a fantastic grenade. If you guys can get that anointment, it's pretty damn good. But as you can see, you probably don't need any more help if you've got the rest of the stuff in this build. You absolutely destroy him. For those who don't know where to farm for this thing, the dedicated drop location is in Promethea. actually in Atlas HQ, and from the fast travel station, which is where we currently are, this part right here is actually a rare spawn enemy called the Power Troopers. There are 5 of them. It's obviously a Power Rangers reference. There was a rare spawn originally, but rare spawns have been taken out of the game, so they actually spawn there every single time, which is fantastic. We're actually currently there right now, so I'll take you guys to them. I've got a Snowdrift idle on, hence the super fast slide speed. If you guys don't have one of those, highly recommend it. But if you just come over to this side and aim for this thing, run at it and jump, you can actually climb up on top of it and get up on this bridge. That saves you literally having to run around this whole way, all the way around this corner here, and then coming in up on the balcony and all the way around. Saves you a good 10 minutes per farm, so definitely use that. Do not run all the way around. It's a super painful journey if you do it every time. And then you have to come up to this spot here. Apparently if you shoot up there, they spawn quicker. Personally, I didn't see any difference from my experience, but give it a go, why not? They do sometimes take a while to come down, and as you can see, eventually 5 will jump down. Some start fighting you before they actually all come down, but they all have a chance, I believe, to drop a hyper focus. They do unfortunately have 8 dedicated drops between them. To be fair, there are 5 enemies, so it does often drop 3 to 4 dedicated drops per run, so you can get quite a good amount of legendaries from these guys. But yeah, those guys are the dedicated drop location for the hyper focus. Of course, you can always farm it as for world drop locations. If you guys are new to Borderlands 3 and not sure what that is, essentially the legendaries can drop from any lootable source. The increase in mayhem levels, the higher up you are, or in true vault hunter mode, is the higher drop rate. If you have any luck artifacts, if you have any guardian ranks, increase your luck, the world drop chances in any lootable source of Borderlands 3 is increased. If you guys are farming the dedicated drop rates, just a shout out to the few people that don't know already, you cannot increase dedicated drop rates regardless of your guardian rank, your mayhem level, your luck artifacts. Any of that doesn't affect it. It's about a 10% chance to drop a dedicated drop. That is super iffy on that drop rate, but it has a set drop rate. It cannot be changed, unfortunately, and it will randomly roll between their loot pool, which in this case is 8 different legendaries, of course spread across the 5 enemies, but it can sometimes take a long time, or if you get super lucky, you may get it straight away. On that note about the mayhem levels though, if you increase your mayhem level, for example if you're on mayhem 4, which is currently the highest one, that'll actually increase your chances of the dedicated drop to be an anointed. That's the only thing that it changes, so if you guys can handle mayhem 4, I recommend it to try and get the 100% ASC anointment if you guys are going for that. But yeah, that is the hyper focus SMG legendary guide slash build video kind of ish. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys want to stick around towards the end after I've outroed the video, I'm going to show you guys a few clips of the Maliwan takedown with the hyper focus in action, just destroying Wotan like the Kraken, etc. It does a lot of damage and it's a lot of fun to use, especially in the Maliwan takedown. So if you guys want to check out that, stick around. If you guys have found this video helpful or enjoyable, feel free to smash subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that. Hit that bell down there and YouTube will notify you for whenever I post a video. If you guys want to help me even more, you can like and share the video. That way more people know how amazing the hyperfocus is in Borderlands 3, definitely since the buff, of course. And on top of that, if you guys want to follow me on Twitch, I'm live streaming every single day. I'm probably live right now if you're watching this from when I post it. I stream around 10 to 10:30 p.m. Australian Melbourne time, if you want to Google that. It'll be linked in the description down below, or just search CodyMcHugh on Twitch. I'll be streaming every single day, and we just got affiliated last night. It was amazing. If you guys want to come out and hang out and chat, I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, hope to see you guys there. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the Wotan clips, and I shall see you guys in the next video and or live stream. Till then, adios.
see you again, Valkyrie, when the death song begins to sing.
Those are advanced mechs, but we're after something bigger. Keep going. Now that is definitely your target! Light that giant bastard up!
No! Stay alive! Takedown in the service of death herself. I do not understand.